Hello everybody, this is Yoko Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for In the Land of Leadale, episodes 3 and 4. Yeah, a lot happens in these two episodes, like a ton. I actually thought when I was looking at it that it was 3 episodes. I was like, this is very long. And it's just a lot of stuff happens in these two, and I was like, why? Anyway, Kana ends up meeting up with her mother, who is her daughter. She's the mother. With her daughter, who is the headmaster of the school in town. And, they end up letting her know about the potion that she had done for that job. Had been for a student at the academy, and they have no way of recreating the potion. Even when she shows them the process, how she made the potion, do they have access to those menus? If not, then there's no possible way for them to recreate that potion. Or maybe she's got a high enough, potion making skill or something to be able to make it. Maybe that's why it didn't work, because he didn't have a high enough skill to make it. Anyway, we find out, obviously, that her daughter is, married. And, yeah, she ends up going to take another job she is supposed to be checking out the Coliseum in town, because apparently it might be haunted, and everybody else who's tried to go and check it out has run away screaming. Well, she gets there, and the little prince from before, that she calls Primo, follows her and ends up sticking around, and her Cerberus, for some strange reason, slobbers all over him, and she doesn't tell him to stop or anything. And while he's keeping an eye on the boy, Kana ends up finding out that the ghost was the what do they call it? A servant of one of the players, like with her big tower. Essentially, it's one of those. But we find out that the master for that tower, dang it, what was it? What are they called? I can't remember. Is long gone, and more than likely dead at this point. And when she finds this out, it bums her out to the point where she sticks around in her room for a few days. And, one of, her son's guards or whatever goes and lets him know, hey, did you hear? She's been held up in her room for the past few days, and he obviously, freaks out and rushes straight there, for some reason with flower petals following him. Apparently that's some kind of special skill of his. What the fuck does that skill even do anyway? Huh? Can somebody tell me, please? What does that skill even do? Does it even do anything except for making him look weird? Anyway, he gets to the end, runs up the stairs, busts through the door literally, making a hole in the door that is in his shape, the shape of a person. And he ends up being so overbearing and dramatic that it causes her to get angry and uppercut him into the ceiling before she goes back to bed and puts up an isolation barrier. By this point, her daughter, Mai, ends up popping in and is about to yell at Scargo because he's, the way he is. And when she sees all this, she's like, hi, again. And grabs him, runs off with him and her people. And they end up meeting up with her brother. Is their brother a dwarf or something? Please let me know. Because he looks a little too short to be human. Not that I'm saying they're short humans, but still, you get what I'm saying. He just reminds me of a dwarf. Anyway, they all start arguing, and Scargo thinks that maybe he knows the reason why she was so angry at him before, because he came in so underdressed. And the outfit he changes into is the same kind of outfit, just a different coloring, but this coloring makes me think of him as an actual a high priest. But yeah, it looks like something that a high priest would wear, essentially. And Mai gets pissed off at him for that, and starts having an argument and fight with him, while her brother leaves and rushes off to find Kana, and she's thankfully out of her room at this point. And, yeah, after talking with him for a bit, she decides to go and check on them, and calms them down, and apologizes for worrying them, and then ends up turning that around into anger for them fighting the way they do, and while this is going on, her son, the dwarf guy, he races out of there because he knows he shouldn't be there when this is going on. So, yeah, it's definitely, interesting. And she gets asked to take a job guarding the caravans from before again, and her daughter gives her a letter to bring to wherever they're having to head to and deliver to somebody. Oh boy. Wow, that's gonna be interesting when they get there. Anyway, on their way there, the river, the bridge that was over the river had washed away, and they're trying to figure out a way to get across. And she uses her spell to walk on water for them so they can get across. But before they can all get across, I think the last wagon gets attacked by some giant monster. And in order to pull that last wagon, she at first summons the Cerberus from before and a centaur, but obviously they're not going to pull the wagon. So she summons a gigantic piglet. I don't know what the heck it is. But it's pulling the wagon. And they continue onward until they run into some enemies with a staff, and obviously her summon creatures, followers, whatever, make quick work of the bandits, and she finally realizes this is not a game, it's actual real life. Well, so you get what I'm saying, real life, as in it's not a game. People can die and not come back. And she easily takes a fireball to the face, not hurt at all, and freezes the guy in charge and causes them to shatter. So yeah, this is definitely not a game world. It's based on the game world, but it's not a game. And there's no guarantee that there are other players there like herself. We will see. Anyway, I'll get to work on uploading this, and I'll see you guys next time.